Well, hey friends, welcome to Monday, April the 10th. It's the day after Easter, and we had a wonderful weekend. I was thinking this morning, one of my favorite days of the year to scroll social media is the Sunday and the Monday of Easter, because I have so many friends in the ministry, and they all post the things of the day and the blessings of the day on their church and their church family, and it's just so fun to scroll through. We had a phenomenal weekend, and Monday today for us as a church staff is sort of a recovery day. It's a crash day, so I feel like I got hit by a freight train after a really busy and intense weekend of expenditure, but so rewarding, really, honestly. And I know that some of you that are watching served on teams, and you just knocked it out of the park this weekend. So to those of our church family that are watching and partaking in this, thank you for exalting Jesus this weekend, all through really several weeks, getting the building and the property ready, and then so many in different ways throughout the week of getting ready for Friday and Saturday's extravaganza, and then Sunday. We had a wonderful day. We ministered to somewhere around 1,000 people on Friday night, and then about 1,600 people on Saturday, and then about 1,600 yesterday. And I realize there's, excuse me, there's a lot of overlap there, but still, we ministered to a lot of people, and we exalted Jesus to the best we could. I don't know, I got something caught in my throat this morning, but I think the highlights of the day for me, and I'd like to take a minute just to share those with you. The highlights of the day were, number one, I'm just going to go in order that they occurred to me, okay? First of all, seeing our church family serve God with such energy and joy and passion and unity, really. Just the effort of the body to exalt Jesus was incredibly encouraging and such a wonderful thing to participate in. Just a part of the body, myself, doing the role God's given to me, but with such a wonderful church family, sharing the desire to see people know Jesus. I think secondly was our staff. Just watching our staff from every part of the spectrum of roles and responsibilities just lead and serve so very, very well. And I was just so encouraged, again, by the team that we have, and by the way God has magnified himself by bringing these people together. As I walked the building this past week, especially Friday afternoon, the third thing that occurred to me was just the beautiful work that God is doing in these facilities that were not so long ago just falling apart, literally just in decline. And I walk through our church facility now, and it sparkles, it's beautiful, I mean, there's things we want to do, but and probably things that still need to be repaired. But for the large part of it, it's just a beautiful space for people to come and grow in God's grace. And then the same thing's happening in the school. We have seen amazing renovations in the school this past year. We're going to be doing the roof this summer, and it's just such an answer to 10 years of prayer and waiting, just to see God come through. I think fourthly, and this gets a little more personal, and I'm so excited about these things. First of all, yesterday, just meeting guests. I met a number of guests that were so glad to come, and they so enjoyed the services. I met one family after the service that I talked to for quite some time, and they said, we've been looking for a church family, and it was just really good to connect with them, and I was so encouraged by that. One young man named Michael that we have been witnessing to for about a month and a half or 2 months. He finally told me yesterday that he said, well, I took the leap. I said, you trusted Christ? He said, I did. And he actually did that. He made that decision a couple weeks ago and didn't tell anybody until yesterday. And so, boy, we celebrated that decision all afternoon. And he's being saved out of Judaism, Reform Judaism. And so he's the first Messianic Jew I've ever led to Christ. And that was a real encouragement and blessing. And then I have a friend named Sheikh Tamimi, who is a Muslim man, a Muslim leader from the Middle East that is very influential in the Middle East, but he's living temporarily now in Connecticut, and he's been attending Emmanuel, and we've been sharing the gospel with him. And so we were able to spend some time with him yesterday, and he was here. He actually brought a friend. He brought a guest, his neighbor. He invited his neighbor to come to a Bible preaching church to hear the gospel yesterday. So it's just remarkable work that God's doing in this man's life, and I'm glad that he's using our church as a part of that story. There's so many stories that God's writing at Emmanuel that we're thankful for, and so many wonderful things. I don't have much time left, but we read Friday, Psalm 76. In Judah is God known, his name is great in Israel. In Salem also is his tabernacle, and his dwelling place is in Zion. Now these first two verses are written by a psalmist who lived in ancient Israel. And through the lens of the New Testament, the gospel, the resurrection, what we celebrated yesterday, now we know that we are his dwelling place. We are his temple. And it strikes me that this verse, as I read it this morning again, my prayer, my heart, and I know our church's heart, is that in New England would God be known. In New England, in Newington, in Connecticut, in the Hartford region, would God be known. And would his name be made great through people like you and me, through our church family, through your church family where you are. And his dwelling place be here among us. May he be at work in our midst. And so what the psalmist experienced in ancient Israel, we experienced all weekend long, and we are experiencing. And that is a wonderful and a precious and valuable thing. And so, my friend, welcome to a new week. We are off and running into April. We look back on a wonderful weekend of celebration. If you're tired from the weekend, recover. Build in some recovery this week. And let's press on in Jesus' name. Thanks for joining me today. Happy Monday. Have a great day.